this is the Disgusting Beauty YouTube channel. I am the Disgusting Beauty. Today we're going to be painting this frog. First I traced it and it was too small. So I ended up erasing all of it and drawing it freehand, trying to stay within proportion of my photograph. It's not exactly perfect because, 6x4 photograph to a 7x5 piece of wood. I have 3 exposures here, and it's mostly because it was too dark, but I like how the yellow appears in this darker image. It's way more rich and vibrant and warm, so I want to capture elements from this. And then this is the middle tone. This is where mostly everything should be, and then this is just to expose some of the details in my shadow so I can work out little forms and things that are happening. I've learned from my last tutorial of painting the eye that I need to paint my grisaille a little bit brighter than what it appears in the photograph. And today we're going to be using Liquin Original. I haven't used this. It's the first time I'm going to be using this. I got my windows open. I have wind reduction on my camera, and I tested it, but I can still hear the wind. It doesn't matter. We got the windows open, and I'm going to be working Liquin Original. So I think we're good to go. Alright, today we're going to be using Ivory Black, Burnt Umber, and Titanium White. This is just going to be an underpainting. It's going to be a rough block in. I'm just going to be painting in the big shapes that I see. As I'm recording this audio, we're deep into the COVID-19 epidemic, and I've gotten a job as a grocery store employee. I have a couple videos. One video that was before COVID-19 and one that I took that happened before COVID-19, but also I finished the video during the beginning half of it, so there's going to probably be parts where I sound desperate. Anyway, I put down Liquin, and now I'm just getting piles of paint, and I'm mixing them, and I'm putting Liquin in it. And I'm starting out with my darkest color and progressively getting lighter. You know the drill if you've watched my videos. Values are important when painting. It's important when you are painting in color, but it's also important in black and white. Well, more important in black and white. Black and white makes it easier to see your values, whereas with color, you have to see your value plus the saturation of color. So that's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, it can be done. I don't have to tell you it can be done, because there's plenty of artists that mix colors on the fly. Anyway, this is a painting. I'm going to be painting a frog, and I drew this frog out by tracing directly from the photograph, but it was too small. So I redrew it, and throughout this whole painting process, I'm actually now finished this painting as I am recording this audio. But I ended up freehanding eventually because of how I'm saying uhs and ums a lot. Where was I? Oh yeah, I freehanded this drawing because when I traced this for my painting, it was just too small, so I made it bigger. But the proportions were off because I freehanded it. So throughout this whole process, I try to fix it up. This beginning video, I'm just laying out the big shapes of colors. This photo is very, very dark, so there's a lot of dark color in this, and the brightest spots are literally my stems and vines and leaves and the frogs themselves, but the rest of this background is mostly dark. And how I gain detail with this painting, I do a lot of abstraction where it seems random, but it's very deliberate. I pick multiple different values and I dapple them in to make like the texture of bark, where I'm not painting the bark or the background that I see verbatim, because what I'm seeing in the background could be anything, really. Could be leaves, could be rocks, could be the ground. I can't really make it out because it's out of focus anyway, so I put in abstraction. So for a lot of this, like the only real copy part, and I mean, it was a copy at first when I traced it, but when I freehanded it, it's not the same as tracing. I have a lot of videos that I have to upload. I wish I got this uploaded earlier. I think I recorded this I think I recorded in February, maybe beginning of March. I think it was February when I recorded this. Right now I'm just putting the shadow in under the frog. That is the most important thing to do, is to make sure your shadow is dark enough and it really plants the frog onto the object that it's sitting on. Anyway, now I'm painting in the highlighted area, and this is going to be particularly difficult because it is yellow. Painting objects that are pure yellow could be hard. It might look easy because it's one color, but it's not really yellow. I when I went in with color recently, I went in with just pure yellow, and nope, I thought I could glaze just pure yellow, but no. Pure yellow is too strong, and it needed, believe it or not, other colors to make it work. So I think now I'm starting to, I was starting to try to create some bark texture by dappling. And what I mean by dappling, I kind of bounce the brush on my surface, and it creates like if you have a lot of paint on it, can create like broken patches and splotches, so it kind of like creates detail without me having to purposely put in detail, like, and painstake over every little detail in the painting. I can create visual noise and texture automatically from the brush, rather than being more specific and painstaking over every little detail on this painting. And as I'm recording this, I want to get my videos out faster. I really regret that, like, I can't get my videos out, like, as soon as I film them, like, before the virus and before I had the job I have now. I had plenty of time to do it, but, there's just days where I didn't either I didn't feel like it, or there was some other weird thing that just, odd thing that happens that day. So, no, now that I have a job, it's going to be harder to get these videos out in a timely fashion. So rather than painstaking over my edits, I'm thinking from now on I'm going to be more deliberate with my edits. I'm going to be indiscriminate with my edits. I need to save one, save time in the editing bay, and two, make these videos significantly shorter, and maybe consider, if I make longer versions, you know, having a Patreon account where viewers come to pay me to see more in-depth videos on these painting tutorials. But until I get any viewers, subscriber growth, that's all just a dream at this point. But if you are listening and following along, also don't forget to click subscribe and the bell. I'm going to try to get these videos out in a more timely fashion. Right now I'm recording several audios so I can get these videos out, because I want to finish this up, because I have plenty of other videos that I want to do, but I think I'm going to put on hold because I need to finish editing all this backlog of stuff. Because between painting this rough block in, and then I did another layer where I did black and white, but I put in more details. I did a tutorial, a beginner tutorial on painting an apple, and I did a whole character design that I did. Actually, I'd call it a redesign, because it was an idea that I took where I would take something from my sketchbook and then try to redesign it as a new character, and that's what I did. Because I was torn on whether or not to do another black and white layer and really push the detail up, or go right into color and then just fix some of those minor mistakes in the color layer. And I ended up choosing the latter than the former. But between that time, I wanted to do like other paintings and get some more videos made. So between those two paintings, I have like 3 more videos, plus like a channel update video and a studio rearrangement. Oh, and a varnish video. That's 4. I don't really need to mention this right now, because this is probably going to show up way later. And hopefully by the time like my character redesign shows up, COVID-19 is over by then. It's probably going to be ridiculous showing like my reaction to it, especially, you know, being displaced from it once it's, you know, all said and done, that it will be weird editing and then uploading it, especially if it ends soon. But at this point we don't know. So as of recording this video, I mean, I recorded the video parts like months ago. This is like May now, and I probably recorded this in February. I recorded my Apple tutorial in February. I started my character redesign in February and went into March and finished it at the beginning of April. And then I did the color block in through the end of April, and then also through the end of April I did another color layer. But that's not going to be 2 separate videos. My color, and even though I did 2 like separate color layers, I'm going to just make it one video rather than a 2-parter, because I don't see the point of doing it at this point. So I'm not going to. But who knows? I'm probably going to work on another painting during this COVID-19 crisis, or I don't know how many. But I know by the time those videos get uploaded, hopefully we'll be displaced from it and we can all laugh about it by then. I realize I haven't talked much about techniques, and the reason for that is because if you've watched my eye tutorial, we've already gone over about values, and I could talk about it again. Maybe the next video I'll talk about values again, but as of this point, I just kind of wanted to have a more conversational tone with my video rather than getting bogged down in all the little details. That, and I cut around a lot of stuff. Also, I realized my camera angle wasn't perfect for this video. There's a lot of spots where my head or my hand is just in the way and I can't really tell what I'm looking at or what I'm doing. So I need to consider changing my camera angle. Like I'm trying the like behind the shoulder thing, but I'm not sure. Anyway, click, comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. This video is about over. Alright, that's how to block in our frog. I don't know how much of this my camera picked up. After a while I got bored, I put on music, and if I heard the camera shut off, I didn't hear it. But anyway, I can't really move any further because the paint's wet today and it's just going to keep smearing. So if I want to like keep working it, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. This should be completely dry by tomorrow, hopefully. I'm thinking some of my colors will still be wet, like the main piles. These mixes should be all dry. They all have liquid inside of them. Anyway, that's it. Okay, well, that's the end of my video. This was my first time working with Liquin, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a product review of a versus between the solvent-free version, which is not Liquin, it's Gamblin Solvent Free Gel, and Liquin. I'm not even going to do a head-to-head. I'm just going to do more of a, a rough comparison. Anyway, I'm the Disgusting Beauty. Don't forget to click subscribe and ring that bell. I've probably already said that too many times now. Anyway, bye-bye.